Guys, I just saw this video. It's extremely dumb. Okay, so the LK99 is not a superconductor, as this video is trying to paint it as. It is not that. It is not the super science fiction bullshit. Even someone like me who is not like a scientist can smell bullshit from a mile away. That is obvious video by the Wall Street Journal. Of course it is. Let's go ahead and have a listen. Let's turn on captions so we can laugh.
But many scientists say these types of advances aren't as far away as we think. They all hinge on one thing: a room temperature, ambient pressure superconductor.
No.
And in July, some scientists claimed to have found just that.
Yeah, and you know what else? They have claimed, I'm a scientist, okay? I can say I'm a scientist. I have a computer. I'm a computer scientist now because I have a computer. So you know what? I claim that you're full of shit. That's my claim.
Sending stock prices for companies with a perceived connection.
Oh, there it is. There's a buzzword. Stock prices. Let that be the driving point of why people are getting quote unquote excited for the LK99. It's not the fact that it's not even a superconductor. It's the stocks. It's the price. It's the investors who will get rich off of a scam. Do you guys remember solar freaking roadways? Do I have to even tell you guys how much of a scam this is?
To superconductors soaring.
A breakthrough like this really could mean longer lasting batteries for our devices, revolutionizing medical imaging. It could mean more efficient electrical grids.
No, that's not what it means. Because DLK99 is not a superconductor. Stop.
It could mean improved high-speed trains.
No.
There's almost no aspect of our daily life that a room temperature ambient pressure superconductor wouldn't touch.
You know what else cannot control the room temperature? It's called a thermostat. We've had them in houses for decades.
If commercially applied.
That's why investors, despite doubts surrounding the search, are still backing the effort.
Of course, because they want to get rich off of it. Even though the LK99 is not even a superconductor. This is not a superconductor. You don't have to be a chemist or anything to realize how much of a bullshit thing this fucking thing. We're not even 1 minute of the video and I'm already going off so many tangents here.
Here's where the science stands and what it could take to bring such a superconductor to market.
You
when
can't.
Electricity flows from one place to another, it travels along some type of conductor, usually a metal. Those conductors put up some resistance, which results in some of the energy being lost as heat. That's why your phone or computer can get really warm. Superconductors eliminate that resistance.
It's actually because the phones suck. They get warm because they get used when you use the battery. The battery gets hot because the battery how when the electricity flows, right? The electricity gets hot. So when you're doing something extensive, the electricity causes the phone to get hot, like the battery in the phone itself. And because basically what happens with the battery, like a lithium-ion battery, what happens is that it basically goes from one spot to the other, back and forth over and over and over again until it runs out of battery to keep the charge. Or if you start to charge it, that's why if you overcharge a phone, you can actually put a wear on the battery itself, because lithium-ion batteries aren't meant to be overcharged like that. That's why there are actually, if you go into your phone settings, you will actually see there's ways to protect your phone's battery to prevent it from overcharging. That's why you're going to have a setting that have it set your phone to only charge to 85% of battery power, so it doesn't charge over to 100%. Because the more you charge it, the more wear tear is on the battery of the phone. And that's just how they are.
Resistance and can transmit energy without loss.
Superconductors, obviously, if they conduct electric current perfectly, it means they're extremely efficient.
But these materials typically only work in extreme conditions. Temperatures as cold as roughly -3.
Okay, so how can we apply that to a smartphone? The only way I can think of is aerogel. What is aerogel? It's one of the lightest materials, probably, I don't know. It's a super light, thin material. It's an aerogel. I had an idea and a dream one day of an aerogel phone. And it's kind of really stupid. It's a really dumb idea. It's the aerogel, the phone, the components are inside of it, but the screen is the aerogel is over the screen. It's a really dumb idea because it was in a fucking dream. But I doubt you could actually apply that to real life. It would be insane if you could. But that would also mean that the phone would be always like have its own insulation. The phone, because of the aerogel, what aerogel does is it insulates. So basically, if you had that as a phone, using aerogel as basically the whole like phone where all the components are in the aerogel, you can basically like cool the phone without needing any electricity because aerogel kind of just does that. That's why if you put like aerogel in your window or something like that, it can act as a rudimentary air conditioner without actually having an air conditioner because it'll insulate it basically absorbs the heat, basically. It's neat. You should look it up.
Degrees Fahrenheit or extremely high pressure.
There's always an investment to do the necessary cryogenics. If you're using copper and it has a little bit of loss, but the superconductor is much more expensive, for most of your applications, you might want to use a copper instead. Just because you have a superconductor, the question is whether it's going to be useful or not.
Because of that, superconductors, as they exist today, are used in limited circumstances. For example, MRI machines.
But an MRI machine is not a car, it is not a smartphone, and MRIs are extremely expensive. Have you actually looked at the price of an MRI machine? It's insane.
But there's also been investment in broader uses. The Departments of Energy and Homeland Security have funded initiatives to create more resilient power grids using superconducting cables, like one in Chicago that uses liquid nitrogen to keep cables cool.
Ultimately, the reason why people are so interested in this
It's because they're fucking dumb.
space in terms of investment especially is because unlocking a room temperature and pressure superconductor again would revolutionize medical imaging. It would make it so that magnetically levitating trains were more accessible, cheaper to build, more efficient. It would make it so that our electrical grids truly would become revolutionary.
The problem with all this is that the LK99, as I've said before, is not a superconductor. I don't think I have to preface this enough, but like the LK99 is not a superconductor. So I don't know why they're trying to paint it as such, probably to get it so they can get rich off of it. But it's not the LK99 is not a superconductor. It's like solar freaking roadways, or actual roadways that you can drive on, or the Hyperloop. You guys remember the Hyperloop? Oh man.
Revolutionize.
Because superconductors potentially promise huge advances in technology, finding one that can work at room temperature and ambient pressure has become a holy grail for scientists and investors. A group led by
Again, keyword investors.
Scientists at the University of Rochester claimed to make a major breakthrough in March. A superconductor made of rare earth material combined with nitrogen and hydrogen.
A rare earth material that's so rare that it kind of just makes us pointless. If it's so rare, like the material itself is so rare, what's the point? How are you gonna like invest that if the material to make the product is rarer than like diamond in Minecraft? How? What are you only gonna make, like one? Is that it? You're just gonna make one and that's it? Are you gonna make a time travel device of this next? Please, for the love of God.
That they said worked at roughly room temperature. The study was peer-reviewed, but the lead researcher has come under scrutiny. The University of Rochester-led group did not respond to requests for comment.
You know what? I bet they just like use ChatGPT and like, how can I make the LK99 seem like a superconductor? And just ChatGPT just lays out the whole fucking thing and like, oh, maybe that's why we were accused of plagiarism, because we used ChatGPT, because you're fucking dumbasses. Oh my God.
Then two other papers, released in July, detailed a potential superconductor called LK99 that
It is not a superconductor. Stop calling it a superconductor, you fucking dumbass.
combined copper, lead, phosphorus, and oxygen, and worked at room temperature and ambient pressure. Videos of the substance floating above a magnet, a hallmark of superconductivity, circulated online. But those papers, written by researchers who mostly worked for the privately held Quantum Energy Research Center, haven't yet been peer-reviewed. And many scientists say LK99 is just a magnet, rather than a superconducting material.
Many groups had difficulty replicating the experiment.
The Quantum Energy Research Center didn't respond to requests for comment. Still, the enthusiasm for the July research triggered big stock swings for companies like Sunam,
That's what it's all about. It's not about science. It's not about bettering efficiency for electricity. It's just stocks. It's all the stocks. That's all this is about. That's all this entire thing is about, is stocks and nothing else. That's all this is really about. How can you not say it's not just about just only stocks? It's only about stocks. Okay, that's at the end of the day. This entire scam, that's what I'm calling it, because LK99 is just a giant fucking magnet that repels the opposite of, so it appears like it's floating. For God's sakes, man. It's not a superconductor. Stop calling it that. It's a goddamn giant magnet. Jesus.
Obis, an American superconductor. Before a room temperature ambient pressure superconductor can be brought to market, it needs to be replicated regularly in trials. That's what Norman's group at Argonne National Laboratory is trying to do now with LK99.
You can't do it with the LK99 because it's just a fucking magnet. It's not a superconductor. You're wasting your time on the LK99. Instead, why don't you actually, using this thing as a superconductor instead of the LK99, which is just a fucking magnet? Just, you wasted all your time and money on a magnet. You can get those at Goodwill. Oh my God. You can get those at Home Depot, for God's sakes.
It's going to sort of take a while to sort out what's actually going on there. It opens up the space.
But it's basically a magnet. What do you mean you have to figure out what's going on? It's a magnet. You don't know how a magnet works. You're supposed to see scientists. It's because you're confusing the LK99 as a superconductor. That's why you're not able to figure out why anything isn't working, because it's not a superconductor. It's a magnet. It's a magnet. Oh my God.
Right? There's lots and lots of minerals out there, very few that have been studied from a physics perspective.
I'm sure they. Oh, what did they study physics on fucking educational Minecraft? God damn it.
Maybe there are other surprises out there waiting for us.
It's because you keep confusing the LK99 as a superconductor. That's like none of your experiments on the fucking LK99 are working because you do it on the wrong fucking device. It is just a magnet. It is not a superconductor. Stop calling it a superconductor. It's just a magnet. Please, for the love of God, stop. Stop it. This is such a bullshit. It is such immense bullshit. It just infuriates me so much that these people don't understand what a magnet is. I just, Jesus fuck. These people are supposed to be like scientists and shit, and they can't figure out how a magnet works. Because they're confusing the LK99 as a superconductor because they're fucking stupid.
Replicating results can take weeks or months, if even possible.
It's the reason why it appears like it's floating is because like have you seen like those globes, like those Earth globes, where if you have it on like a thing it like floats? It's basically like that. That is essentially what the LK99 is. You put it bluntly. It's basically what you do, like those like globes, the display globes, and you press the button, and the power brings it up, like and it makes it look like it's floating. It's basically like that. That's literally what the K99 is.
Then
it's a magnet.
It needs to be scaled up, which can take much longer.
Because I've seen a video of it, and I was like, I want one of these. I'm like, but I don't remember what they're called. But I know they're like a globe, and it just floats. It just floats on its own using the power of the dock that it's on. This is so dumb. Oh my God, this infuriates me so much because I've seen so many bullshit scams. That my bullshit detector, as soon as I started this video, just went off like 1,000,000,000%. And no, that is not a porn website on the top of my text bar up there. That is Twitter. Don't confuse it for some other site, okay? Okay?
It's one thing having little microscopic samples in your laboratory. Is another thing to make kilometer, long wires. We just don't know until you know what the material is.
But it's a magnet. How do you not know what the material is? What a magnet. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so dumb.
And how easy it is to make. And then it's like, how, can you...
It's so easy to make, then how is it a superconductor? Can someone explain to me how something like a superconductor is so easy to make, yet they don't know what the material it's made from is? Can someone explain that to me, please?
You wrap it and make a wire out of it. Until you know those things, it's really hard to figure out what kind of lag will be from discovery to applications.
What do you mean lag? What is that, like 9999 negative ping? Oh my God. They're just saying lag? Lag from what? You have a bad internet connection? This doesn't make any sense. This is dumb.
The superconductor cable system used for the power grid in Chicago took years and approximately...
Yeah, it took years. Yet this guy, before I said, oh, this is super easy to make. But it took these people to make an actual superconductor years to make. Yet somehow it's just super easy to make. Also, we don't know what material it's made from. We have no idea. We have no idea what the LK99 is made of, even though it's a magnet. We have no idea. We really don't.
$19 million to implement.
I'm calling it right now. This is going to be a huge fucking scam. I'm calling it right now. 100%. The LK99, because they're trying to market it as something that's not. So my scam sensors are just tingling. Okay?
Any discovery or invention or change in the field is ultimately net positive.
Remember, guys, you remember those, like, there was like this one invention. It failed horribly, and it was on Shark Tank, I think. It was really, really dumb. I don't know if it was those, I think I'm thinking of those headphones that, or no, the heart, not like a heart monitor thing. And it was just a huge scam. It really was.
So it's almost like a nothing to lose, everything to gain scenario. It's not like they have spent decades researching this, trying new recipes, and it has yielded no result.
Because they're doing it on a fucking magnet. The LK99 is not a superconductor. That's why they have yielded no results, because they're doing it on the wrong fucking type of thing. If they actually did the result, like the test on an actual superconductor, maybe their test would actually fucking yield results. But because they're doing it on a magnet, they are not getting results, because the LK99 is just that. It is a magnet. So stop trying to paint it as a superconductor. I swear to God.
So it's perhaps just a matter of time.
Any day now. I'm sure they'll come up with something. Any day. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my fucking rant video, this stupid ass video. I'm sure it has way more dislikes than 822 likes. I'm sure it's way more than whatever is got on here, because it's 0. Because, you know, great. But this is really dumb. I hope you guys have enjoyed my fucking tangent of this fucking video, and I'll see you guys next time.